Hello, everyone, and welcome to Molehill Mountain, episode 411. Andrew here, and I kind of want to talk about generative AI again, but I did that for like 90 minutes last week, so I'll try to restrain myself. Instead, let me cover some of the topics that I meant to talk about last week. One of which is the drive-in. So, I went to the drive-in last week and I saw a double feature of the new Jurassic Park movie and Superman. And I've not been to the drive-in in some time because the drive-in very often here's how at least my drive-in works. And by my drive-in, I mean it's like almost 20 miles away. It's a little ways out there. Um, there's three screens at the drive-in. You pay to get into the drive-in and you pay for one screen. Each screen shows, well, in the summer, two movies, in the winter, three movies. But it's movie one, movie two, and then back to movie one, usually. It's not three different movies. But longer nights, so they usually have the room to do three showings. But you can sit there all night and watch whatever they play on the screen you paid for. So today it's $10. You pay $10, you go in, you sit, you watch your movies, you go home, which is cool. So essentially $5 a movie. Except something they've been doing recently is double featuring movies with themselves. So when Superman came out a couple weeks ago, it was playing on screen one, and it was both movies on screen one. So it was Superman at 8 o'clock, and then 8:30, and then Superman again at 11. Whereas on screen two, it was Jurassic Park at 8:30, and Jurassic Park again at 11. And I'm thinking, hey, why not just have Superman as the first movie on screen one, and Jurassic Park as the second movie, and then have Jurassic Park as the first movie on screen two, and Superman as the second movie on screen two. Because that way, potential customers like me don't just stay home. Because I'm a cheap person and I'm not paying $10 to watch the same movie twice in a row. Which is not what they expect. They want you to watch the movie and go away. But I have never seen the drive-in crowded enough that anyone would think, I mean, we need to discourage people from sitting here and watching both movies. We want them to leave so that new people who are paying a new $10 ticket can come in. But I have even on weekends, because I went Sunday night. Usually I go during the week, but right now they're only open on the weekends. So I went Sunday night to see Jurassic Park and Superman. And there were about, on my screen, maybe 40 people. More than I've ever seen. Usually I go on like Tuesday nights and there's like 15 people between all three screens. Pardon me. So I always figured that this was something that the drive-in itself was doing. Turns out I was incorrect about this. If South Bay Drive-In can be trusted to be accurate in what it's saying. So it says that due to studio contracts, some movies must be single build. Usually blockbusters. They are likely to be double features after a couple of weeks if they're still showing, which oftentimes isn't the case. Because after a couple of weeks, there's probably enough new movies coming out that it's going to be replaced on a facility that has three screens. And that has happened several times. I've waited, I've said, hey, I want to see this movie. And week one, it's double featuring with itself. Week two, same thing. Week three, same thing. Week four, it's gone. Oh, boo-hoo. So apparently it's the studios that are saying, okay, you can screen this film in your at your facility, but it has to play both slots on the same screen. I still think that's dumb. I, the economics of theater screenings is certainly not my area of expertise, but I can't think of a reason that that would be a good way to go about it. Well, I have no idea how the profit sharing. I don't know if they have to like license the movie and share some of the profits, or I mean, if that's the case, let's say that the studio gets the entire ticket price, just for the sake of conversation, made easy. All right, $10 to come in and watch the film, right? Okay, so if there's two different movies and the second movie's from a different studio, they only get $5 and they want the entire 10. Okay, I get that. But if your movie, the second showing, is on a different screen, the other people are going to see it on the other screen. So you get the $5 here and the $5 from the other, that's $10. Plus, when you double feature it on one screen, you're missing out from people like me who just aren't going to go in the first place. So you're losing money either way. At least that's the way I see it. Again, not my area of expertise. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess heartfelt apology to South Bay Drive-In. Apparently, this is not their choice. You know, if they want to screen Superman, and yeah, they do, they have to screen all showings on the same screen, or they're not allowed to show it at all. Okay, same problem, just it's on the studio, though. Alright. Never underestimate the stupidity of others, says Chaos. Yeah, it's just dumb. Yeah, I mean, I understand that someone or someones with a say-so believe that this earns them more money. Cool, I get that. I don't think you're right, though. Again, maybe the way these contracts works are convoluted in a way that it actually is more profitable for the studio to have the same film screen on the same screen, one after another. I mean, it may not be as simple as flat fee to license the movie, or flat fee plus a cut of the proceeds, or flat fee plus a cut of the proceeds, and if it's on the same screen, we get the entire ticket sale, but if it's double featuring with a different movie, we have to split it with a different movie, or maybe we have to split it in a way that, the earlier show gets 60% of the entire ticket for some reason because more people are there to... It's based on the actual car count. Maybe someone's out there counting the cars, and there's 100 cars at the just big numbers, 100 cars in the first showing and 50 cars in the second showing, so you get 50% less of the ticket take if you're the second movie because there's only half the number of people there. Maybe it's some weird thing like that, in which case it maths out to it being a better deal. I don't know. But what I do know is I don't go to the drive-in as often because I'm not paying $10 to watch the same movie twice in a row. Superman was pretty darn great, I thought. I really liked it. I found it to be an utter delight. But I still would not have want to watch it again immediately after watching it. I really liked it. I ended that film with a big ol' smile on my sullen face. But my smile was not so wide that I was like, rewind that sucker and play it again. No. This weekend, I'd like to see the Fantastic Four movie. This weekend, Fantastic Four is double featuring with Superman. But I already saw Superman last week, so I'm not going back to see it again. I already saw it. So maybe Fantastic Four will double feature with a different movie next week and I can see it, or maybe I will have to wait for it to come out on Disney+. After all, I'm still waiting on Thunderbolts to come out on Disney+, because I didn't see that in theater because it never stopped double featuring with itself. I imagine it'll be on Disney Plus sometime this month, though. Alright. So, South Bay, I'm sorry. And studios, stop it. There. That ought to solve everything. Alright, let's see. Oh, let's talk about butts. Butts and dinosaurs. So many butts. Something that dinosaurs have. Alright, now. So, there is a game that came out recently called Woo Chang! Woo! Woo Chang, you're doing great! Falling Feathers. This is a game that I think was first announced like a year and change ago. So it's something that I've been aware of the existence of for some time. And the marketing made me think it's a Dark Souls game. It's like Dark Souls. It's Souls-like, some might say. So you are a person who has a variety of weapons and beats the snot out of big surly monsters. It has the main character is really cool looking. She has a variety of cool outfits and cool weapons, and she's fighting some really cool monsters. There's like a kitsune fox demon lady god monster thing that she fights. It looks fairly similar to a lot of what we've seen before, but it has enough of its own distinct aesthetic to make it stand out from the pack. It looked kind of neat. This has nothing to do with dinosaurs. We'll get there. So I was like, yeah, okay, a dumb title, but yeah, it could be neat. There was a launch trailer, I think, a week or two ago. And I saw it, and it showed off a bit more of the different costumes Miss Wu Chang could wear. I have no idea if that's the character name or not, but Susan Wu Chang. And one thing I noticed, I went, huh. Most of the time the character's facing away from the screen, but occasionally she'll do a dodge roll or something where you can see the front of the outfit. And it's like, huh, that's, if you get a shot from the front, some of these outfits are, a little leggier, a little more cleavagey, a little more midriffy than I was, in some cases, than I was, expecting based on the marketing that I had seen thus far. I mean, nothing super overt. It doesn't feel like they changed the design of the game at all. And the launch, if this was the launch trailer, didn't seem to be like, you know, pumping the cheesecake brakes at all. Doesn't seem like there was a design change. It was just something I noticed. Kind of like when they did, I saw this in, Horizon Zero Dawn's sequel, whatever it's called. Horizon, Forbidden Planet? Forbidden something. Forbidden West, maybe? Or maybe it was just the later marketing for the first game. It had Aloy, in a bare midriff outfit. I'm like, oh, they decided to go for a bit more sexy, eh? Alright. And, it kind of felt like that, right? Nothing overt, nothing, you know, like ridiculously horny. Just that's like, oh, from the front, some of these are a bit leggier than I would have expected. You know, nothing. Oh, get me some pearls to clutch, kind of a thing. But just like, oh, so at least some of the outfits are a little sexier than I originally noticed or had originally been marketed. Whatever. And then. I was browsing the nets of the Inter, and I saw a video going over all of the, basically just doing a gallery of all of the costumes for Susan Wu Chang and her falling feathers. And being that it's a video thumbnail, they were very boobagey. All four costumes. Oh, no, I'm missing a part of the story. When we get the launch trailer, when we got to the very end of the trailer, the leggy costumes, it was just something I'm like, oh, hey, a little leggy, whatever. But it wasn't until the end of the trailer when they started showing off, like, the DLC costumes, where it was like, there's like 4 or 5 of them, and at least 4 out of the 5 are very skimpy. I'm like, oh, we're doing that, huh? that doesn't seem like it offers much support at all. And then I saw the outfit thing, and I'm like, oh, what did we do here? And I watched the video, which was just a collage of all the different outfits, and it seems to be, I don't know if this was the original design, have no idea, but it seems to be about half and half. Half of the costumes are what I assumed the general costuming aesthetic would be based on the earliest marketing I saw, which was sexy, but still in, like, the main outfit for Susan Wu Chang is if you watch like Edo or Japanese cinema that takes place in, you know, the Sengoku period or something like that, where there's all kinds of samurai and shit wandering around, right? You go into the gambling dens and you're always gonna find that you know, that lady who you know, is dressed in the kimono, but when she's ready to kick ass, she like pulls her entire sword arm out of her kimono so that she has the range of motion to chop your damn head off, and you can see her wrap peeking out from under the kimono, but she doesn't care because she's about to stab you in the face of with the sword. That kind of sexy, right? That's basically Susan Wu Chang's main outfit, at least the main outfit I've seen in most of the marketing, and I think it's on the box art. You know, she's wearing a kimono type, robe type outfit, but she has her arm pulled out of her sword arm pulled out of the sleeve, so she's showing her bare arm and shoulder and upper chest in her wrap. Cool. That's badass. And then we get to the end, we're starting to see some of the just overtly skimpy sexual outfits. And so I looked at this montage, and half of the outfits were that kind of thing. That kind of aesthetic. The sexy ones were sexy, but they were still of that aesthetic. And then the other half were just full-on cheesecake. Like, some modern-day person was doing a sexy Halloween costume version of something, right? I'm not criticizing, I'm not saying they're wrong or they're bad, it's just an observation. I thought it was kind of funny. And it made me wonder, it feels like the half of the outfits that are just overtly skimpy, they feel like they were tacked on later. Like that was a studio note. It's like, you gotta make sexier outfits. You got a female lead. Does that female have boobs and a butt? And they're like, yes? Well, let's see them. How do our players know she has boobs and a butt if they can't see them? They're gonna sit there playing the game. Oh man, this is fun. I'm kicking the shit out of that fox demon lady, but man, does she have a butt? She's wearing clothes. What if there's no butt? What if there's no butt? Oh, there's a butt. Okay, I got it. It's like when you play Bayonetta. Bayonetta is, you know, makes it incredibly clear that her crotch is present. She will stick that right in the camera every 5 minutes to assuage you of any concern you may have that her crotch has detached and walked away. You may be kicking the crap out of Angels and be like, is Bayonetta's crotch still there? And she'll shove the camera between her legs and be like, yep. And you're like, oh, man. Okay. Whew. Man, got my heart rate up there for a second. But her crotch is still there. We can continue playing. So maybe it was a studio note like that. So there we go. Half the outfits in Susan Wu Chang's new game are very skimpy. And she's got boob and butt jiggle physics. So if you're in the costume viewer, I guess, I'm not sure, you have the ability at some point to just pivot her around an axis to look at her from all angles. And when you stop her, her boobs keep going. And so does her butt. Regardless of how tight her outfit is or what it's seemingly made of, it undulates like a waterbed. So, there's that. Hey, Chicago. Which brings me to Code Violet, another game that I saw advertised a week or two ago. And this is a game that I had not heard of. But unlike Wu Chang's original marketing, this game's trailer, all 3-some minutes of it, make it very clear that Susan Violet has a butt. No one will mistake the fact that Susan Violet has a butt. Half the costumes in Wu Chang Falling Feathers, you might be like, she still have her butt under there? I'm not so sure. Off with her pants! But Miss Violet, on the other hand, her butt is loud and proud. It's front and center. She has a wedgie that would prevent her from walking. I mean, she has a wedgie so severe she could zip up her pants by reaching down her throat. Zip. It's an extreme... It makes me uncomfortable looking at it. And there is... So, this is a kind of a... maybe a survival horror type of spooky environment, spooky enemies. It's really dark, slow walk with the gun, wait for enemies to pop out and pop a shot at them. But the main focus throughout most of this trailer seems to be her backside and how lovingly molded her pants are to it. She also has different costumes, including just underwear, the Ripley, one might say, like the low-slung undies and baby doll top, or, well, it's not a baby doll top, it's just a cropped tank top, I think. Combo from the end of the original Alien. You know, the one where her butt cracks peeking out her undies, right? Which I always thought was just a stupid look. Like, honestly, if your butt is hanging out of the garment that's supposed to cradle your fanny, your backside for our overseas viewers, it feels like your underwear is failing in its purpose for me. I don't know. Do I feel the same way about open-toed shoes? Maybe. So what's the point? The point, most dear viewers, is this game is about dinosaurs. But I imagine that there's a not insignificant number of people who would come off of the Code Violet trailer and not notice there's dinosaurs in this video game. It's essentially, I think it's supposed to be like a Dino Crisis type of game. But the trailer is so focused on this woman's butt that the dinosaurs are honestly playing second fiddle to her cans. It's kind of insulting, if you ask me. At least, Stellar Blade. At least Stellar Blade was right out in front of what kind of a game it was in the first place, right? Its earliest marketing, it was not shy about the fact of, hey, this is our lead character. She very sexy. Very pretty sexy lady. But it also wasn't shy about, there's also really cool, goopy monster enemies in this game, and all kinds of cool combat, and an entire environment to jump around and explore. And she's got a butt. And there's a monster with a chainsaw for a head, and she can do flips and explosions, and she's also got all kinds of really cool outfits with short skirts and low-cut tops. And there's this, you do flips, and it's all matrixy and sci-fi, and right? It was a combo of a lot of things. It wasn't... There are many selling points of Stellar Blade. Not played the game, I don't know how successful they are, but there are a lot of selling points. Attractive lead character, lots of cool, sexy outfits, yes, but also lots of other characters. There's apparently a story there. Don't know how successful it is. large environments, cool monsters. Seriously, Chainsaw Face, goopy monster. Really cool, energetic, athletic, explosion-y, colorful combat. Colors. The game actually has colors in it. Um, so there was the cheesecake factor, but there was also other parts of the game. None of the other parts of the game, like the combat system and stuff, were hiding behind her butt cheeks. Or betwixt her butt cheeks? Under her butt cheeks? Which preposition should we use? Right? Stellar Blade was sold as a sexy action game with cool monsters that you could beat up in cool ways. Code Violet, on the other hand, is like sexy lady with butt physics and different outfits that exemplify her butt physics. Oh, and there's dinosaurs in there, if anyone cares. Does anyone care about dinosaurs? The Jurassic Park movies continue to make $1 billion a piece. This has butts in it. Stellar Blade, again, haven't played the game, don't know how successful it is, was very confident, or at least exuded confidence, that this is a game that you would want to actually play. A game you might be happy to look at, because it's attractive, beyond just the sexy main character. It's also generally a pretty attractive game. The environment modeling, the lighting, texture detail, all that good stuff, right? It's an attractive game. You could enjoy just watching someone play it, but it's also a fun game that you'd probably enjoy playing. That's how the game was marketed. My sense from Code Violet is we've barely got a game here. Like, our game is so lame that we don't even think Dinosaurs could sell it. So we're gonna focus on, one delectable backside and hope that that's enough. Which is an odd choice for me because dinosaurs rule. It seems like even if the game sucks, and maybe it's great, but even if the game sucks and they know it, the better choice, you could just say butts, and dinosaurs, but for me, I think the better choice would be butts and dinos. Peanut butter and chocolate together. Chaos says, let's see, Starman, Bayonetta, Tomb Raider. 2 games. Yes, they are. Chaos says, Stellar Blade knew what kind of game it wanted to be and leaned into it. Yeah. Again, haven't played it yet. I'm still, it's still a front runner for the After Dark game, for the Extra Life charity event. I didn't have a PS5 last year, otherwise it might have been the game, so I'm thinking about picking it up for the Midnight After Dark segment. That could be fun. Starman, people like Eve, she had a crossover with Nier Automata. Something else crossed over with Nier Automata, with the First Descent or something like that. But yes, there's a... Did it also cross over with, like, Infinity Nikki or something like that? I think so. Doesn't matter. But, yeah. I just, I would be bummed out if Code Violet sucked, because I like dinosaurs. As I mentioned, I saw the Jurassic Park, the new Jurassic World Rebirth, I think. It's not good. In fact, it has, the boyfriend character is the single most off-puttingly odious character in the entire franchise, perhaps in all of film history, if I were to be particularly hyperbolic. Which might make you think I hate the movie, but the movie has dinosaurs in it. Dinosaurs are pretty cool. So it kind of evens out. So, I see a game with dinosaurs in it, and I'm like, it's going to be disappointing if it's a bad game. Just like, you see a movie with dinosaurs in it, and it's like, it's a bad movie. It's still a movie with dinosaurs, but it would be better if it was a good movie with dinosaurs. And that's kind of what I'm afraid of for Code Violet. It's going to be just a bad game. Like, even the dinosaurs are lame, and the only thing they can lean on is, she's got a shapely posterior. Yep. I need more than that. Not much more, but I need more than that. So, you know what? Butts are cool. Dinosaurs are cool. What if we combined those two and Code Violet was a game about dinosaurs that were like super caked up? Like a bunch of dinosaurs with big, thick, round bottoms that jiggled really sexily like. And you're being chased by very voluptuous velociraptors. Wouldn't that be something? It's like, I don't. That T-Rex has the most shapely arse I have ever seen, and I don't know how I feel about this. This game is making me feel things, and I don't like it. Why are these dinosaurs so disturbingly sexy? Why do they jiggle like that when they chase me? And then the dinosaurs have different outfits that they can wear. Different revealing sexy outfits that they can wear. Because, going by Jurassic Park lore, all the dinosaurs are female. So we have a park of super caged dinosaurs. In ridiculous, because Ian Malcolm says, how do you check? Do you go out and pull up the dinosaur skirts? Where in Cold Violet, our particularly cakey dinosaurs are all wearing super short skirts. And, like, leather strappy halter tops and stuff like that. Really Spencer's Halloween costume type of outfits. And the type of jiggle physics that when the character comes to a stop, their jiggly bits just don't. They just keep moving. Maybe you could have some type of play on the typical sanity meter that we see in a lot of survival horror or kind of psychological thriller games, where our lead cakey character is starting to feel kind of insignificant and jealous of the dinosaurs that are chasing her. She's like, why does that pterosaur have a better ass than me? Wait a minute, why is the player angling the camera over there? Hey, right? Eyes on the prize, buddy. Yep. Now there's a game that people would pay attention to. Code Violet. Voluptuously buttocks lead character runs away from disturbingly voluptuous dinosaurs. Be honest. You'd check that game out. I definitely would. That sounds hilarious. Oh, God. Da 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 da. What's it? Yeah, this is water. Just water. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds is a game, and it's a game I like. Still playing it. Although I've put like 300 hours in the game, and I've still only got one commission ticket. One. And I can't create the commission armor set because I need at least 5. Because every armor set has a headpiece, it's 1, chest piece, 2, arms, waist, and legs. 5 pieces in total. But there's 2 versions of every armor set. So I need 10 commission tickets. So far as I'm aware, there is only one place to get a commission ticket, and it's a random drop from it's not the Argosy in this game, but it's the supplier dude who comes into town every week or so. It's like, hey, I just came into town with a check and see what I got. Sometimes he'll have a commission ticket. Again, 300 hours in the game, one. I've got one. One commission ticket. So I have a pair of pants. Like that's for me, that is the hardest drop in the game. I guess I could just just I mean, I've got like a million guild points or whatever they are. I could just keep refreshing the day in the tent over and over to cycle him back and forth until I get all my commission tickets, but that's kind of boring. uh, it's hot. Ultra cakey dinosaurs. uh, Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Wilds does DLC. Um, and to a very limited extent does what you could call microtransactions. The only thing on offer that I would consider a microtransaction are the edit vouchers, something that I think is insanely stupid. So you can, when you start the game, you do the character creator thing, um, and it's a fully fleshed out character creator where you can, you know, change the size of the character's orbital sockets, you know, and the position of their lips on their face. Uh, but once you select it, that's it. You're done. You can change the character's hair and makeup, their hairstyle, their hair color, and their makeup, but you can't change their physique or their facial structure anymore unless you buy a edit voucher, which are, do I see it on the screen anywhere? It's not on the screen, so I don't know how much it costs. And those are something that if you buy an edit voucher and you edit your character and you want to try something else, well, you got to buy another edit voucher. That's horseshit. I don't like that at all. They really should not do that. You should be able to fully redo your character whenever the hell you want. Bad Capcom, don't do that. But they do have a lot of DLC. However, none of the DLC are actual monsters or armor pieces that your character wears. That's distinct from just cosmetic outfits. So all the weapons, all the armor, all the monsters, those are not sold separately as DLC. All of the DLC is, unless I'm overlooking something, purely cosmetic stuff like outfits that don't actually have any armor skills, just complete layered armor type outfits. Outfits for the NPCs, different skins for your secret, the bird taxi thing that you ride, gestures. So that there's a bunch of gestures in the game. You can make your character wave or give the middle finger or something like that. And they have more elaborate gestures like hula dances or the Macarena or whatever that you can buy separately and perform them in game. There's also a variety of stickers that you can use in the text chat for when you're online, or you can still use them if you're playing by yourself and you just want to put a sticker up on the screen briefly. You can do that if you want. Little things like little pendants that you can hang off your weapons or your sacred. What else? That's about it. So all that, oh, hey, here it is. The, Jesus. A 3 voucher pack. So the edit voucher, you can buy 3 of them for $7! Holy shit. Wow. So $7 for more than $2 a pop for the privilege of engaging in a feature that's already in the game that you paid $70 for. So anyway, the second title update, we're on the summer festival right now, and with the summer festival came a bunch of updates. You get a new monster, you get new event quests, the hub gets decorated out, there's some new armor sets and layered armor that you can work for. And your various NPCs will wear their summer fashion duds. Although the way it's presented in the game is all of the characters will be like, hey, Hunter? Yeah, hi. Is it okay if I change my clothes? Because I wanted your permission for me to change my clothes because we're doing this whole summer celebration and I'd really like to, swing with the festivities. I've got this really cool summer outfit that I really like, and I just wanted to run it by you if it was okay for me to wear that. I mean, I get it. Maybe you as the player, you think their summer outfit is stupid and you want them to wear their usual duds or maybe a different costume from a previous event. But the way it's presented in the game is really uncomfortably weird because all these characters are like, tell me what to wear. I can't make decisions by myself. But whatever. Anyway, so all the NPCs, well, several of the NPCs, the two different handlers and the what is her role? She hits things with a hammer. She's the not Olivia, the weaponsmith, Little Miss Forge. So they all have summer duds, and they are, and this is cool. I don't mind this so much. The alternate outfits for Gemma, Alma, and Eric are free to use during the summer festival, which lasts 3 weeks or something like that. And then once the festival is over, they will revert back to their typical duds or any other costume that you've purchased for them or happen to have as a free alternate. But if you really like their summer duds, you can purchase those separately so that they can wear them outside the summer event. I'm a cheap bastard. I would prefer everything was free. I would prefer absolutely everything was included in the $70 asking price, but I'm okay with this, right? I get to enjoy these cool new outfits when they're, appropriate and applicable during the summer festival, and if I really, really want one of these outfits, I can pony up the money for them. Okay. So here is where I find Capcom is being a little greedy. How much do you imagine that these outfits cost to buy so you can have them permanently outside of the festival? If you had to, now keep in mind these are purely cosmetic. These have no function. You can't wear them yourself. They're not armor pieces. They have no stats. These are just outfits for existing character models in the game. These are just alternate clothing options for 3 different characters. If you had to guess, how much would you guess that these alternate outfits cost? They're $5.99. $6. $6 for the alternate outfits. Now, by comparison, that's usually about the price of an entire new character in something like Street Fighter 6 or Super Smash Brothers, whatever the latest one was called. When you bought the new DLC characters, if you bought them individually, they're like $6, somewhere around there. No, this is $6 for the outfits. Did you think I meant $6 for all 3 outfits? No. It's $6 per outfit. You want Gemma's outfit? That's $6. You want Gemma and Alma's outfit? That's $12. You want Gemma, Alma, and Eric's outfit? That's $18. $17.97. That strikes me as a bit steep. And that's really the biggest problem I have with the DLC for Monster Hunter Wilds is, well, World had this problem too, and actually I don't even remember if Rise had any DLC. I imagine it did, but um, this is just ludicrously overpriced. Um, you can buy all of this crap in one bundle. So the three character outfits, the secret. So the three character outfits, they're $6 a piece. The secret skin is $5 for your Raptor Birds outfit. What else? Let's see. The the pendant set, which comes with 6 pendants. They are all the same pendant. They're just different colors. They're a sky whale or something like that. That's $4. Uh, the gesture set, which comes with 2 gestures, they are fairly lengthy animations and elaborate, but that's $8. And then a different layered armor set, which comes in 2 versions, $8. Again, this is not an armor set, rather. This is a layered armor set. So it has no skills, it has no function, it's purely cosmetic. $8. Which one way to look at it is it's actually $4 per, so it's a little cheaper than Gem Alma and Eric's outfit. But if you want to buy that all together, it's $22. Nearly a third of the cost of the entire game for 4 costumes, 2 animations, 1 pendant that comes in 6 different colors. And 5 stickers. I forgot the stickers. There's stickers. Are those sold separately? Yes, $2. $2 for 5 stickers. These are essentially just little JPEGs. $2 for 5 of them. That's absurd to me. I mean, so what do I think they should be priced at? I mean, again, ideally they'd be free, but, because I'm cheap. But really, it's just a cost. It should be $1, right? It should be $1. Gemma's outfit should be $1. Alma's outfit should be $1. That's actually, I think, way more than it's worth. But it's $1, 99 cents, whatever. That's fine. $1 for an outfit, cool. And if you want to buy all of this crap, $5, not $22. Holy shit! What the hell, Capcom? Or maybe I'm just horrifically cheap. No, maybe a lot of you are like, no, that seems reasonable. $6 per outfit. No, I think that's fine. So, yeah. Did I see the new Gem Doll and album? No. No, that's not true. I'm aware that someone released new Gem Dolls, because I've been to years ago I did a series of Gem videos, and the Gem fan community found me, and so I see a bunch of their stuff on Facebook, and they're talking about some new dolls, some new toys that got released, and they're a little better quality than the dolls that they marketed in the 80s when the show was airing, so that's nice. I'm also aware that I think Britta Phillips re-recorded like 4 of the songs. I think I've heard 2 of them. So if that's what you're referring to, then yeah, I'm broadly aware that it's a thing, but the figures are not of interest to me. The music is. I'd love it if they ever like released an official soundtrack for Gem. I'd certainly get it, because the music in it's broadly great. Let's see, Cass, it's still better than DOA cosmetic DLC. To buy all of it costs $600 to $700. Yeah. I can get a little surly and up my own backside with the DLC kind of a thing, but for me, I'm like, if it was if at least what I consider fairly priced, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Like, I mean, Capcom is offering a lot of stuff here. Like, there's a lot of stuff. There's a bunch of different costumes and skins and layered armor and cool gestures. Like, one of the gestures is the summer festivals, the Flame Fate Festival. Um, Fate being the version of the word that means festival. So it's kind of redundant, but whatever. One of the gestures is a spinning. In like Hawaii, you have the guys who have the sticks with the both ends burning, and they twirl it like a baton, fire spinning, fire twirling. There's a gesture in the game that allows you to do that. Does that do anything? No. It's neat. It looks cool, and it can be yours for $4. Along with the bug net gesture, which I would assume actually does catch bugs. But for free, we did get the water gun gesture, which literally gives you a water gun that you can spurt NPCs and monsters with. You literally get a super soaker and you go, which is hilarious because it actually does 2 damage. So if you had a particularly weak monster, like Chatakabra or something like that, early game low rank monster, and you really wanted to take the time to do it, maybe you could squirt gun it to death inside of the 50-minute time limit. Lord knows I have a video. It's very old, so it's also Monster Hunter Tri, so it's very low quality because it was on the Wii. Also an old YouTube video, but I kicked the Great Jaggy to death. Unfortunately for that video, I forgot that I had a Cha-Cha with me who had his bombing mask on. So I walk up to the Great Jaggy and I start kicking at it, and suddenly it explodes and I go flying, and I'm like, what in the hell happened? I realized that little Cha-Cha was chucking bombs at it. I'm like, oh, well, I think that kind of defeats the spirit of kicking the Great Jaggy to death, but it was hilarious, so I was like, all right, let's go. And managed to kick it to death. Well, I think we mostly exploded it to death, but, I'm sure I did at least... some fraction of a percentage of the total damage, so yay me. Yeah, Gem has very good incidental music too. A lot of it is built off of the main songs. Like Winning is Everything is a riff that is used throughout the that riff is used throughout the entire series. So yeah, a great show. I wish we've seen a lot of cartoon revivals in recent years. Both He-Man and She-Ra got new shows. Voltron, Thundercats too. Thundercats had a new one. He-Man actually has had 2. It had one in the earlier 2000s, and then the more recent ones, Revelations or Revolutions or Requiems or whatever the hell it was called. Let's see. So there's been a bunch of them. I'm honestly, so if they wanted to do a Gem revival, I'd be like, yeah, cool, all for that. Because, man, a lot of the greatness of Gem and the Holograms was leaning heavily on what you could tell they were going for, but didn't quite have the budget or time to accomplish. It's like, oh, this is so cool. They're not exactly doing it, but I see what they're going for, and that's amazing. Like, anytime they'd have the characters dance, it was more impressionistic. It's like, okay, I think that's supposed to be kind of a riff on the Charleston or something like that. I get what they're doing. Looks pretty janky, but they had to animate 26 episodes in 5 weeks, so I'll cut them some slack. They're doing especially in the first season, they're doing 3 new songs Short, but three bespoke songs per episode with a full music video. It's amazing they did what they did. I mean, you can nitpick, say, the characters are frequently off model. Some of the animation is, and just art is just really bad. But, you know, um, there was clearly a lot of love there. Or maybe I'm just reading into it. But yeah, Gem of the Holograms is pretty great. And I'd love to see them take another crack at it with a proper budget and time. Um, the I did read the comic series that they had some years back, and it's I feel it started strong and then just stumbled and never recovered, and I'm not sure why. I kind of got the sense. I go into it more in the video series I did, but I get the sense that they had a roadmap, like an idea of where they wanted to go, and then too late learned that they weren't going to have anywhere near as much road ahead of them as they thought they would have, and had to rush to get to somewhere adequate, even if it wasn't exactly the destination they had in mind. So, a lot of good ideas. The art is generally very good. They do switch artists a bunch, so you know, your mileage may vary and depending on your taste. Um, but yeah, definitely worth a read, I think. So yeah, I'd love to see more. I think it's a fun property. I'd love to see more shows that are. I'm a music guy, so I would love to see more shows that are about musicians performing music. Not too many of those, understandably so. That's a big ask. It's hard enough actually writing an entire episode and animating an entire episode. You add music to that too, and it's like, Jesus Christ, what do you want from me? Not that we have no examples of that, but it's less common. You know, we've got off the top of my head, we have like what's her name, Vizzy Pop or something like that. They do the Has-Been Hotel and the Bosses from Hell, Hell of a Boss. I think it's Hell of a Boss, which are musical animated shows. There's a fair number of anime which are about either music groups or bands or something like that that are generally not as music heavy as Gem and the Holograms. I mean, that sucker, less in later seasons, but the first season was three new songs in every single episode. Whereas you watch something like, for example, Carol and Tuesday, and there's several unique songs throughout the course of that show. I think it's like 22 episodes or something like that, but there's probably only like maybe 6 to 8 songs in total. Maybe more if you add some of the excerpts you hear from the various other groups. Uh, but yeah, I would love to see more shows just dedicated to uh, uh, where music is a big part of the narrative and the story and the experience. Because I'm just a big music dork. So there you go. But Jabberjaw, yeah. Lee says I didn't even get into Gem back in the 80s, so new ones might not be. Yeah, I didn't either. I was aware of the existence of Gem, but I never saw it. And again, I talk about this in some of my videos too. I don't recall it ever being along the lines of, it looks stupid. It's about a band singing and having awesome fashion. I don't care about any of that. Harumph! Transformers and Ninja Turtles is where it's at, right? No, I don't think I ever saw Gem and the Holograms just because it didn't happen to be on when I was watching TV. See, when I was a kid, you watched depended on what was on TV at the time you were watching it. We didn't have streaming on demand services when I was a kid. So, unless you maybe your favorite show had a couple episodes in like a VHS tape and they had it at Blockbuster Video or something like that. But yeah, typically if you wanted to watch Ninja Turtles, you better, come home and be in front of the TV at 3:30 or whatever because that's when it airs. Oh, did your friends want to meet you for ice cream after school? Ah, tough shit, losers. It's turtle time, you know. Um, but yeah, so I didn't see Gem and the Holograms when I was young either. I was aware that it existed, but I never saw it until maybe a decade or so ago. I did a series of videos called 30 Days of Netflix, where every day I would watch something unique on Netflix and talk about it. And one of the things I watched was the first 5 episodes of Gem and the Holograms because it's a five-parter, you see, and 5 episodes of Gem and the Holograms is about the length of a movie, right? So that's 110 minutes maybe. So it's about a length of a average movie. And I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, oh my god, this is great. I got to watch the whole thing. And I bought the box set once I found it for a decent price, and I didn't get around to watching it until the pandemic started, and I was home from work, and I was only working like 10 hours a week. Um, so I'm like, hey, I have plenty of time to watch Gem the Holograms now, and I made a whole video series documenting my journey through Gem, and yeah, that's my Gem story. So, oh yeah, hey Lindy, K-pop Demon Hunters is such a mega hit now. Gem would be big. Lindy, that's a good point. If anyone has the rights to the property and wants to pitch it, leveraging the popularity of K-pop Demon Hunters is probably a smart way in, at least a good way to get some additional leverage. And sorry for filling your head with horrible imagery when you're trying to sleep. Um, Especially, if you're thinking something horrible, something vividly horrible, maybe don't share that with people right before they go to bed, especially if they're artists and have really specifically vivid imaginations. Don't do that. It's rude. Um, K-pop Demon Hunters, I quite enjoyed it, and music is great. Um, I still say How It's Done is a better song than Golden. That Golden is the song that's being submitted for all of the awards. It's the song that I think is covered the most by the various YouTube cover artists that I follow. Um, and it's a great song. Don't get me wrong. But I think How It's Done is a better song, and I might put Takedown above Golden too. Still a good song. I am concerned that Netflix and Sony are going to drive the property into the ground and make everybody hate it. I read a article. Well, I didn't read the article because I don't subscribe to that website and it was locked behind a paywall. But I could read the article headline, and what it says is Netflix wants to franchise K-pop Demon Hunters and is talking 2 sequels, an anime, and a stage play. And I'm like, I'm not opposed to more K-pop Demon Hunter goodness, but you guys don't have a good track record with this stuff. You're like, oh, it's popular, drive it into the ground. Make, extract all the value from it, make people hate it. I'm like, I certainly hope that doesn't happen, you know? So hopefully they don't kill that which we love. And if you haven't seen K-pop Demon Hunters, it's pretty darn good. It's on Netflix, I believe. Music is great. Animation is vibrant and fun. May not be to your aesthetic taste, granted, but it's certainly got it's definitely heavily inspired by the Spider-Verse aesthetic, particularly a lot of the animating on twos kind of uh, uh, approach. Not surprising because it's also Sony Animation, but it also, particularly in the way that it handles a lot of characters' facial rigging and exaggerated the character's facial rigging's ability to perform super exaggerated facial expressions seems to be heavily influenced by a lot of what we saw in Turning Red, which was a Pixar film. Um, so, if you hate the look of those two movies, you're probably not going to like the look of this. But, it's colorful, it's fun, it's got I think the script could have used one more pass, because there's a couple of narrative elements that don't quite work. There's a few character arcs that don't quite complete, but overall, I think it's a pretty successful show. It's got great music, it's colorful, it's fun, it's high energy, it's genuinely very funny. So K-pop Demon Hunter, thumbs up. I hope they do more, but I hope they don't drive it into the ground and kill it very quickly. That worries me, which is an odd place to be. It's like, yay, I like this. I want more of the thing I like. And the people who have the power to give me more of the thing I like are telling me they're going to give me more of the thing I like. That shouldn't fill me with dread, but it does. Let's see. Lindy says, I think the Gem comics were pretty fun and I love Sophie Campbell's redesign. If I'm remembering which ones those are, I'm pretty sure I am. I agree with that. Let's see. Let's see. Not anime, but they want to remake K-pop Demon Hunters into a live action. Oh, I didn't see that. I saw two new sequels, anime and stage play. Live action too? Ooh, yeah. Lee says, don't understand why people think Spider-Verse is when Spider-Man first does Dimensions. Dimension thing wasn't new. They had what? I mean, yeah, that's not new as far as the property goes. I guess it would be new as far as films go. Not even necessarily new as far as Spider-Man visual entertainment, because they did that stuff in the cartoons too. But film-wise, I guess, I don't know. For many people, a lot of it's like, well, it's the first time I'm seeing it, so it's the first time it happened. Kind of like I remember I saw a clip of I don't know if I was walking through a room and my sister was watching TV or something, but when the Mission Impossible movie, the film came out in what, 96 or something like that. Um, I remember seeing on the television was some person with a microphone interviewing the people who were going to the premiere of the Mission Impossible movie. And one of those people was Martin Landau, who, if you don't know, played Roland Hand on the original Mission Impossible television show. Now, the person with the microphone was a young person, probably in her 20s somewhere. And she was like, oh, Martin Landau. She knew enough to know who the hell Martin Landau was. She's like, oh, older, not my generation, but I know him as an accomplished actor. Hey, Marty Landau. Hey, how are you doing? What are you doing here? And he's like, and he got really pissed off in a really rude and stupid way. Seemed like kind of an asshole. But he seemed really upset that the person with the microphone genuinely had no idea that Mission Impossible, the movie, was based on a television show from the 60s. I mean, to be fair, the show, ignoring the 80s revival, it was off the air before she was born. 7, 8, it depends on how old she was. I mean, maybe she was a baby at the time. I don't know. But yeah, I don't. It would be nice if she would have looked into it a little bit and happened to know that, hey, this movie is based on an old television show, but she didn't know that. You should be glad that she recognized who the hell you were, old man. Stop being an asshole. Because he, like, admonished her for not knowing that, and then came back again later and gave her shit. I'm like, dude, yeah, okay, it would be nice if she you know, as a host of whatever the hell she's hosting, if she happened to know a little bit about the movie she was interviewing people about, but not that big a deal. No need to be a rude dick about it. And that's when I learned Martin Landau was a dick. At least in that one instance. Maybe he was a real sweetheart every other time and you just caught him on a bad day. Who the hell knows? But man, Marty. Dick move, Marty. I have never seen Japanese Spider-Man, so no idea. I mean, I've seen a couple clips of it. Looks silly, in a fun way. No idea if I'd enjoy it, but you know, I'm aware of it, tangentially aware of it. Yeah, the Spider-Man uses a gun. Yeah, I've seen that clip too. Um, Anyway, hey, that's it for tonight. Boy, I could have talked about AI. Yeah, because I'm still evaluating it for my job, and oh my God. Oh, we're all gonna die. So, on that cheery note, join me, won't you, for tomorrow's Sunday stream. Reen is on the enemy spaceship or airship, and I'm sure he's going to head pat some of the bad guys, and that's going to and they're going to see the error of their ways, and that's how he's going to end the Civil War and save Erebonia through the power of head pats. So let's tune in tomorrow at noon to see if I'm right. All right, that's it for me. Take care, everyone. Have a nice night. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.